It's the after lunch walk around. It's hot and sunny, and the pile is diminishing. Rice is out for drying over the road and here. Looks like the painting's going okay. I don't think my compressor is supposed to be painted as part of the process. So this area has been well rolled down by the compact track loader now, and at least one load of cement concrete has been put down. Looks like they're anticipating another layer yet by the fact that there's a step there at the front. So this column looks to be done, and that one looks to be half done. Next column is being done now. It's good. So they all look very pretty. The rest of the inside of the front wall's been done. Okay, don't want to be on video while they're playing games. Oh, all good. In a previous video, there was 2 points along here where unexpected bits of reinforcement were sticking up. That's been cured. There's the formwork from inside the tanks. We're getting a reinforced end on the extent of the concrete pad. I think this is just a reinforced end rather than the side of one side of a canal. But coming along nicely. Again, we have a waterway going down along the side of the concrete beside Dadang's house, so maybe there will be a drain there. Sitting in the lounge room, I hear concrete being mixed, and there it is being poured. Fill in the holes made by turning the machine a bit. It really puts a lot of stress on whatever it's on at the time when it turns. That's the after dinner walk around, and the pile of rocky fill doesn't seem to have changed much. The guys have been busy doing other stuff apparently. The 5 window grills have all got their first coat. They're supposed to have a second coat 16 hours later or more. So it's not quite half done by the look of it. So I should check for chicken tracks. So they've worked on that middle column there, and now they're starting on the columns along the back. Starting at this end, and looks like they're planning to get a nice fall on the that lower bit between the apron of the building and the back fence. Hopefully that will flow nicely down into the canal at the end. I mentioned the steel rods into the columns last night to Dadang, and he's made it happen. So they'll be that much stronger, those walls. I don't understand why this rubbish was thrown into this garden bed, but it doesn't look too hard to clean up. But yeah. And they've pulled the bits of cement sheeting out of the formwork for the tank by the look of it. So we've got that's all the props and everything. So it'll be nice empty tiled tanks. All the sides of the rubbish receptacle are nicely rendered, and the floor is mud. Not quite sure whether there's any other plans for that. It's one of the many things that I find out when it's been done. Well, normally it'd be time to do the morning walk around, but it's a bit damp out, as you can see by the rain on the puddle. The fact that there are hand carts of gravel arriving here indicates there's been another load delivered out front, which was necessary given that the amount remaining wasn't sufficient for the concrete to be made. Those guys over there inside are okay. They got shelter. You can see there's work going on that end column over there still. That's under shelter too. That's all good. But looking here, it appears to be a bit of an issue with the adding on of this last section at the back of Lizu's patio. It leaks badly at the joint, so I might have to do something about that. At some stage, when the rain stops, I shall go and check for chicken and duck tracks on that new concrete. I'll be surprised if there's none, but it's possible. It stopped raining, so I thought I'd brave the mud and come out front. And this is the new load of sand and gravel. And some of the rocky fill's still there. These guys are hard at work. I was down at the rice factory where they're working on the window grates, and I was not happy because there's spray paint on the air compressor. So I think I succeeded in conveying to them that I'm not happy with that, because there's more than 10 metres of air hose. There's no need to have the air compressor anywhere near the spray gun. That's just careless. So I think I conveyed that. We'll see whether I can get more spray on the air compressor later. You get that a lot with tools here, as people sort of don't seem to have a lot of regard for them, possibly because they don't have to pay for them. That's my rant for today. These guys are still hard at work. Alright, working on fine details of columns.
Hello,
hello. And starting on the end wall by the look of it. And this is up to height now, so I'll be rendered on both sides and tiled on top and tiled on the side closest to the work area here. More of the formwork and supports are coming out of the back tank now. And the formwork's coming off Dadang's tank stand. Ezra came to see me earlier to discuss the sliding door for there. So we've got 40mm box steel, which is what we saw down at the rice factory laying on the ground previously. And we want a door which is better than 2.5 metres wide, because that doorway is 2.5 metres wide. So we're looking at how many verticals you need and the spacing between them to get to that width without letting the spacing get too wide. So a bit of feeding of numbers into Excel came back with 12 gaps between the 13 vertical rails, and the gaps will be 172 millimetres wide, which will give us 2584 millimetres wide for the door, which will give us 42 millimetres overlap each side, which sounds about right. So we'll see whether that gets implemented like that. When I was down there, they were putting the, well, I call it chain link, but here it's known as harmonica wire for some reason, I don't understand. They were putting that on the back of one of the window grills. I thought they were supposed to give them a second coat of paint first, but oh well. Maybe that'll come later, I don't know. After lunch, hopefully that's the last mix that Ezra makes before he asks his chauffeur to take us off the Padambang regular DP visit. Yeah, it's morning walk around. We got back a bit late last night to do a evening walk around. Yep, the hand carts are on the move with gravel and sand. So lots more concrete going to be made. Really must work on getting an updated number of bags of cement. We're past 100 tonnes, I know that. I don't think it rained last night, but I wouldn't swear to it given the puddles. And there's the guys with their hand carts of sand and gravel. And the mixing of concrete. Yeah, I see. There's sort of the kickboard, skirting board type effect around the base of the building as well, which is what will clean up the bottoms of those columns that I thought looked a bit rough. And we're working on the next column in there, so that's good. And concrete's going down to the step down there. Yep. So, yeah. I guess I should go on a hunt for chicken and duck tracks. But the weather's kind of looking like we're going to get more rain. Surprise, surprise. Scaffolding going up along the back here so that they can work on prettying up the south side, which very few people will see, but no, it's all part of making the whole thing pretty. And I just commented to Azra that when it's done it's going to be so pretty that your boater will want to move out of the house into this. I think lack of AC would be a bit of an obstacle for me for moving in here permanently. Might have to get a portable unit. Formwork and extraneous rubbish from inside the tanks is being cleaned up. Looks like they're doing something down here to do with the path to the rubbish facility. I'll wander down there and have a look. Okay, he's putting up the string line and there's rocks there, so that tells me there's going to be a concrete path. That's alright. It's still a hive of activity and I can feel spots of rain, so I think I should scarper while I can. I see Lizu's tank's been plumbed in now. Still trying to figure out exactly what goes where for everything, but okay. Now after lunch walk around, it's a bit delayed because it's raining a little, but earlier it was raining a lot. I kind of get the impression more sand has turned up. But yeah, they're hard at work. And moving rocks again. There's our sliding door under construction. So we have 40mm square channel for the verticals, apart from around the edge. And we have slightly bigger stuff.
Strong, Mr.
Strong, yeah, we like strong.
Finish flat expanded.
Okay.
Strong, Mr.
Yes, well, still raining a bit. I guess they put the tarp over that so we don't get craters from the rain in it. The pit's been cleaned out again, so we'll see how long it takes for the water to come in. Yeah, I'd like to see that sealed. Columns are getting nicely done. So there's only one that's untouched currently. Yep. I commented on the rate of evaporation the other day, pointing out that the surface water had largely gone from this particular paddy. Rain has brought it back. So I didn't get out for a after dinner walk around last night because it was bucketing down rain, and it was bucketing down rain at 4 o'clock this morning. So it's almost a clear sky, so it's quite a change. We've got what, about 10% overcast. So I'm sure it'll be very, very steamy very shortly. And they're going to do a bit of work here apparently to fix up this where it's been broken. And as we'll see, there's been a bit of repair. So this low spot, which is where the heavy loads and trucks have depressed the road a bit, has been patched. Steel work continues. Got the sliding door done. I've actually got a track for that to run in. And these sit here with 45-degree angles on the end. Not sure what they're for. It was 4 metres long. It would be for the surround of the service pit. I want to have the top edge surrounded so the angle line sits on the edge of the, or the corner of the concrete to protect that. And then on the lower shelf I want more angle lines around. Well, there's a piece of track for the door. I need 2 pieces that length, I'd say. Oh yes, these other ones on the ground there, and he's currently lining them up. And perhaps I'll put a strap along the front of those and hold them together so they can bolt to the wall of the single unit. Looking at the window grills, you can see the small chain link wire on the back of them here, or this side. I think that's probably small enough that a sparrow can go through it. Sorry, large enough that a sparrow can go through it, which is what I would like to have prevented. But we'll see how we go. There's a use for that support cable for the electrical wiring between our house and Dadang's that I hadn't considered. Good for hanging birds on. That's got that 3.5mm wire cable in there as a strength member, so that'll be fine. Might be a bit brave parking that on this concrete here. I don't think it's that big. So that's the path to the waste receptacle being processed. So it looks like we've got the usual rock foundation thing along the right hand or north side there. And then it's getting bricks along the top. Then I'm sure there'll be pounded rocky fill and then concrete between that and the canal. And it will probably extend right down to where I'm standing here. Work is going on removing the formwork from Danang's tank stand. The work continues on the beautifications along the south side of the building. So like this end's got to start, along with a few others. Let's have a look and see what's happening inside. Actually, before we do that, I can tell from the top edge up here that the top of this tank has now been cleaned up nicely. It does seem a little bit of a disconnect between the path I'm standing on and the concrete pad in front of the building. Yeah, okay. I can live with it. Despite my best efforts, I have not found duck, chicken or cat prints in any of this concrete expanse. Remarkable. And here comes a friendly cat again. Well, unless they've cleaned it out again already this morning, there's been bugger all groundwater coming overnight. But it does look a bit damp up the sides of the concrete. So still be nice to have the sealant. Now the angle iron that he's cutting down there at the moment will be for the rim of this. Weld up a rectangle with the 45-degree angles sort of to splay out from the corners. Now what I want also is angle iron along the edge of that lower step there on both sides, and possibly on the inner angle as well, so that things bashing from side to side don't damage the concrete. Needed on that lower step there because that's what the lids that will go in there will rest on, and also can have a tray that stretches across between them for a short distance, sort of along the way. So you've got a tray to put tools and things on while you're working under a vehicle. For the lid, this is what, 4 metres long, this pit. I'd like to have 3 pieces, 2 1 metre pieces and a 2 metre piece. The 2 metre piece probably be heavy enough that we can use the crane up that end to pick it up, and the 1 metre pieces will be light enough to pick up, or we can slide them along to where the crane can pick them up. It's going to have to be pretty strong because I want to be able to have it strong enough that the truck loader can drive over it. So the end wall here has been done, and the next section of end wall over there is in progress. So we've done the inner section back wall here, a few, 3 to do in there. No real start on the toilet cubicle at this stage. When this wall has been done and then dried enough to be painted, I'm going to start looking at putting my switch box on this wall. Not sure we really needed further rendering on that wall, given that I don't expect to be painted or anything. But these guys are in no hurry to finish the job because they keep getting paid. But I got enough video. I should edit things down a bit and get this up onto YouTube.